Hello, Big Geordie Geek here, and I am back with another battle report. Now, it's been a bit of a gap since the last one. The reason is I've taken on board some comments and critiques from the last two that I've done, and to be fair, it was very valid, and I enjoy that. If you've got any more comments like that, love to hear it, because I want to make these good. I want to make them work. I want to make them enjoyable to watch. Anyway, this is the battle, Sisters of Battle, or the Adepta Sororitas versus the Tau. This is the original Tau Combat Patrol. I haven't quite got stuff ready for the new one yet. I need to get an Enforcer battle suit for that, but otherwise it's all good. So let's just roll and see how we go. Okay, let's start off by taking a look at the Tau, and they are represented in the Warlord department with an Ethereal on a hover drone armed with a hover stave. Now, he is taking, for his default enhancement, a DS-13 experimental drone. That gives him the lone operative and stealth abilities, and all friendly Tau Empire infantry within 6 inches of the bearer get a improved save by 1 and have feel no pain 5+. As for the army's secondary objective, we're going with Kayun Lur. And that basically means that at the end of the command phase, from the second bound onwards, they score 5 victory points if there are 1 or more units from the army, not battle shocked, that is, within your deployment zone. Moving on to the rest of the army, we have a second HQ with a Cadre Fireblade armed with a Fireblade pulse rifle, and a close combat weapon. He's going to be accompanied by a Fire Warrior Strike Team, 10 Tau in that squad, 5 with pulse carbines and 5 with pulse rifles. They also have a support turret missile system to accompany them, and yeah, that's going to be fun for them. Coming up next is a stealth battle suit team. These have 2 burst cannons and a fusion blaster, and they are accompanied by a marker drone to allow them to act as an observer unit for another squad in the army. And finally, the big boy of the army, a Ghost Keel battle suit. He is armed with a cyclic iron raker and twin fusion blasters. So that's going to be fun. I did have to do a little remodeling on this unit. He was originally armed with burst cannons, I believe it was. So I just had to swap out some fusion cannons for those. That is your Tau army. So let's take a look at the Sisters of Battle. The army of the Sisters of Battle are being led by a Canoness who is armed with a plasma pistol and a power weapon. For the army's secondary objective, we're going with Rites of Reconsecration, and that basically is from the second battle round onwards, at the end of your turn, you score 3 victory points if 1 or more Adepta Sororitas unit from your army are not battle shocked are wholly within the opponent's deployment zone. And for the default enhancement of the Canoness, we're going with the Armor of Faith. So she gets Feel No Pain 4+, and other models in her unit get Feel No Pain 5+. As for the rest of the combat patrol, we start with a Battle Sister squad, all armed with a bolt gun. The Sister Superior has a chainsword, and there are 2 with special weapons, one with an artificial crafted storm bolter, and another with a Ministerium flamer. We also have a squad of Seraphim, who are all armed with bolt pistols, while the Sister Superior, has a plasma pistol and power weapon. Here we have a Repentia squad with 4 Sisters Repentia and a Repentia Superior. All the Repentias have penitent eviscerators, whilst the Sister Repentia has a bolt pistol and neural whips. Then we have the delightfully wonderful Arcoflagellants, all armed with Arcoflails. There are 3 of them. Then we have a Walker, a penitent engine, armed with penitent flamers and twin penitent Buzzblades. This guy is an absolute joy-filled, lovely person who's it's absolute torture. They're not a happy bunny. And last but not least, we have a Sororitas Rhino. This has a transport capacity of 12. Not being able to actually allow in the jump pack models. It also has a Stormbolter as well as its armored tracks. And that is it's the Sisters. And that is the setup for this combat patrol battle. So let's go into the game and see how deployment goes, and then we'll go into some actual combat. Now, as I said earlier, at least I think I did, we're playing a Clash of Patrols. That was what the dice roll gave us. And we're using a deployment map as per the Tabletop Battles app from, I believe, Goonhammer. So this is the layout. As you can see, we have the cross of the deployment of the objectives marker, in the middle there. As the attacker, the Sisters of Battle get to deploy a unit first, and they deploy the Battle Sister Squad along with the Canoness at the sort of edge of the board, half hidden behind a building. For the first tower deployment, the strike team is deployed here, again, edge of the board, not really in cover, along with the Cadre Fireblade. They also have a missile drone, but that isn't put down initially in this photo here. The Sisters of Battle deployment is something I didn't quite expect. They've put the Rhino down, sort of in the middle of the board, with the Arcoflagellants and the Sisters Repenter in it. Something I wasn't quite expecting. And I think as a long-time Warhammer player, I was kind of expecting, I still think, it's one unit per transport. But yeah, okay, that's just me, as you know. Anyway, so that's an interesting thing, and it reduces the number of deployments they have as well. The Cow now deploys the Ethereal there. Now, he is the Warlord, and he gets that Feel No Pain aura, as well as the Lone Operative and Stealth. So he's just sort of sat there in the middle to try and bounce that Feel No Pain off that strike team there. The Sisters of Battle as last deployment, because obviously the other two units are in the Rhino, and the Seraphim are actually going to be deep striking, so they're in strategic reserve, is a Penitent Engine. So that's stood there ready to charge forward. The Tau player then plops down his stealth team along with their Markerlight drone, and right in the middle, the big Ghost Teal along with his drones. So that's what the table looks like after deployment. As you can see, we've got the Ghost Keel on the Tau side, more or less in the middle, along with the, a little to the left of the middle, along with the Ethereal there, hoping to bump his aura for the Feel No Pain, and the Tau on the other side. And then the Sisters of Battle down there, spread out with only 3 essentially drops. With the Rhino, with the Arcoflagellants, and the Sisters Repenter, the Penitent Engine, and the Battle Sister Squad with the Canoness. So let's have a go and see who will roll the dice to go first. For the start of the game, the Tau rolled 5 and the Sisters rolled 3, so the Tau will be making the first move of the game. The Stealth Suit jump on top of a building to give them a better view of the table to become an observer unit. Whilst the Ghost Kill jumps forward and the Ethereal moves between it and the strike team to give them both his aura. The Stealth Suits use their high position to guide the Ghost Kill in its attacks against the Rhino. And the Ghost Kill uses its Cyclic Ion Raker to shoot the Rhino, scoring only 2 of its 4 hits, even whilst guided, although its Fusion Blaster also fails to hit as well. Both dice roll 6s, which causes damage to the Rhino. We're using Sisters dice for this because the Tau player forgot their dice today, which was fun. So that puts 2 wounds onto the Rhino. The Stealth team then fires with its burst cannon, scoring 3 hits, which do 1 wound, which goes through the Rhino's armor and scores another wound on that. The Shrazvray, I butcher these names, shoots his Fusion Blaster, which hits and wounds the Rhino. The Rhino's armor fails to stop the shot and loses 5 hull points, leaving it on 2 wounds left. And that is the end of the Tau player's turn, as he's not he's not going to make any charges. The Battle Sister Squad marches forward. And the Repentia and Arcoflagellants both get out the Rhino. The Ghost Keel is quite close. They think they can charge him. And the Penitent Engine moves forward as well. It advances, but only manages to move an extra inch, but it is in range of the objective. The Rhino opts not to move, so he moves straight into the shooting phase, in which the Battle Sisters shoot at the Stealth team, scoring all 10 hits, 8 from the normal bolters and 2 from the Storm Bolter, and that is largely thanks to the reroll that the Canoness offers them. 5 of these cause wounds, including 1 from the Storm Bolter, but the Stealth suits weather all of those and don't lose a single wound at all from any of them. The Rhino then shoots its Storm Bolter at the Ghost Kill, hits with 1, but doesn't wound it. The Repentia then charge the Ghost Kill, who decides to overwatch on them, hitting once with the Ion Raker, scoring a single wound, which is enough to kill a single Repentia, as he can't make her invulnerable save. But the Repentia do still make the charge, followed by the Arcoflagellants declaring a charge too. So the Arcoflagellants make the charge, screaming at the top of their lungs some sort of nonsense that nobody can understand. Who would want to understand it anyway? It's the babblings of foul heretics who are paying the price for their heresy, and they make it into combat with the Ghost Kill. The Penitent Engine also declares a charge, but fluffs it and doesn't make it in. In combat, the Arcoflagellants go first, scoring 6 hits from 12, with an additional 2 from sustained hits. However, they only score 2 wounds. They both bounce off its armor, leaving the Repentia to hit next, who score 4 hits, wounding the Ghost Kill twice. This wound goes through, taking 2 off the Ghost Kill. The Neural Whip also hits, and that scores 3 hits and a single wound, which takes 1 off the Ghost Kill as well. So it's lost 3 wounds in total. Unfortunately, the Feel No Pain didn't work on any of those wounds. The Ghost Kill then decides it's going to punch back, scoring 1 hit. That does 1 wound and splats a Sister Repentia. So that is the end of turn 1. At the beginning of turn 2, it's the Tau's time to go again, and they score 5 points immediately for having a unit in their deployment zone. That is the strike team. But they don't score the objective near the Ethereal, as he's just outside of its range. I mean, a smidge. The Ghost Kill withdraws from combat, as it sees a vehicle and can't be locked into it. The Stealth Suit team jump down to try and capture the objective and perhaps take out those sisters with their weapons. Now, going into the shooting phase, the Stealth team guide the Ghost Kill to the Arcoflagellants. The Ghost Kill then fires its Ion Raker at the Arcoflagellants, scoring just 2 hits, even when guided, both of which manage to kill a Flagellant each. Then using his fusion blaster, he fires the last Flagellant and manages to destroy it. The Stealth Suit team then fires their burst cannons at the Battle Sisters, hitting them 5 times, all of which wound them. But alas, they only kill 1 of the Battle Sisters, and the other 9 are perfectly fine. The fusion blaster is then fired at the Sisters, but sadly it misses wide off the mark. Now that it's in range and visible to them, the strike team use their pulse rifles and carbines to shoot the Penitent Engine, and they hit 7 times, causing 2 wounds. The engine fails to save either wound and loses 2 of its 5 wounds. The support missile turret fires to hit the engine once, but manages to fail to wound it, and that is the end of the Tau's turn. At the start of the Battle Sisters' turn, they score 10 VP for controlling 2 objectives. They have the one where the Penitent Engine is sat next to, and they have the one in the middle with the Repenter. So, in their first move, the Repenter move towards the Ghost Kill. They really want to kill him. The Battle Sisters move towards the Stealth team. They want to take that objective from them. And the Rhino moves forward to take and hold an objective. The Penitent Engine rushes towards the Ghost Kill, wanting to get in on that action there. In the shooting phase, the Battle Sisters open fire at the Stealth team, starting with a Flamer, which scores 5 hits, doing 2 wounds, but the Stealth team's armor is able to stop that. They then fire their bolters and storm bolters, scoring 8 hits and 5 wounds from bolters, with 2 wounds from the storm bolters. The end result, however, is that both Shraziu again, probably pronouncing that all wrong, are both killed outright. One wound from the Storm Bolter, which does 2 damage, kills one, and 2 Bolter shots, which do 1 damage each, kill the other. And as a bonus shot, here is my cat Jenny, who decided to try and have an investigation of the battle going on. The models thought she was some sort of bio-titan and decided to just stay still in case she could only see them when they moved. We did take her off the table, obviously. The Rhino then took a pot shot at the stealth team, failed to hit with both shots, but failed to wound them. The Penitent Engine then opened fire with its flamers at the Ghost Keel, scoring 9 hits, wounding with 7 of them, thanks to it being twin-linked. The Ghost Keel failed to save any of the wounds and fails to feel no pain as well, leaving it on 8 wounds left. The Repenter then decided to make a charge against the Ghost Keel. So what that does is, it's a bit like an Overwatch, but if you hit on the with it, you reduce their charge roll by 2. So that could be quite handy for this situation. Alas, despite having their range reduced by 2, because it does hit and kills the one of the Repenter, they still make it in, as does the Penitent Engine when it makes its charge. The Battle Sisters charge the Shrazray of the stealth team and make it in. The Penitent Engine attack first, scoring 6 hits thanks to sustained hits, all of which wound the Ghost Keel. The Ghost Keel saves 3 of the wounds, but fails 6 wounds as a result, leaving it on just 2 wounds left in total. The Repentia hit next, and the low Repentia hits the Ghost Keel with her Eviscerator once, but fails to wound, and the Repentia Superior hits it twice with her Neural Whips and also fails to wound. The Battle Sisters then use their chainswords, getting 18 hits and wounding the Shrazray 5 times. However, the Shrazray survives and then hits back at the Sisters, missing with both of its attacks. The Ghost Keel also hits back, but I forgot to get a picture of this as I was distracted because Jennifer decided to get up onto the table and sit between some of the buildings. She didn't shift them, she just sort of adjusted in between. Anyway, Ghost Keel hits back, misses. The cow really are terrible at melee. But that is the end of turn 2. At the beginning of the Tau's third turn, they score 5 points, only for the secondary objective, which is to have a unit wholly within their deployment zone, which is the strike team. The Ghost Keel falls back from combat, given that it's a vehicle, it can do that, and the Ethereal moves back as well to kind of try and protect itself. Then going straight into the shooting phase, the Ghost Keel fires everything at the Penitent Engine, scoring 4 hits, but just a single wound on it. Miraculously, the Penitent Engine survives. The God Emperor must want this heretic to redeem his soul, as the fusion blaster from the Ghost Keel fires wide off the mark as well and misses. The strike team now fire their pulse carbines and pulse rifles, getting 30 shots thanks to rapid fire for the pulse rifles, and the Cadre Fireblade giving them an extra shot, which I think I forgot to mention in the last round. They hit 19 times at the Penitent Engine, but only wound with 3 of those. Really bad dice rolling there. And the Penitent Engine continues to shrug off all the shots that are sent at it, and the support turret even fails to hit it too. In the combat phase, the Shrazray of the stealth team hits the Sisters, but fails to land a single blow. The Sisters, however, hit it with their close combat weapons. We made a mistake in the last time. We were giving them 2 attacks instead of just 1. Oh, silly us. But never mind. They hit 5 times and wound just once, which the stealth suit saves. The Sister Superior then uses her chainsword and hits the Shrazray twice, both of which wound. And unfortunately, he's unable to save either of them, and the stealth team is completely wiped out, which allows the Sister to consolidate towards the objective and basically make sure that's secure for scoring in the next round. At the start of the Sisters' third turn, they gain 15 victory points for a total of 25 from controlling 3 different objectives, one being controlled by the Repenter and the Penitent Engine, another by the Battle Sisters, and one more by the Rhino. and that's the maximum they can score in any of the turns. The Battle Sisters then move towards the objective in the middle of the center of the table to try and claim that and also get a better shot on the remaining Tau. The Penitent Engine and Sisters Repentia move towards the Ghost Keel again. They obviously want to make another attack at him. Whilst to the flank of the strike team, the Seraphim appear on the board at last. Moving into the shooting phase, the Penitent Engine unleashes its Flamer on the Ghost Keel, scoring 9 hits again and doing 3 wounds in total. The Ghost Keel fails one and is left on just a single wound left. The Rhino then fires its Storm Bolter at the Ghost Keel, hitting twice and wounding once, but the Ghost Keel manages to save the wound. The Battle Sisters then fire their Holy Bolters and their Storm Bolter, hitting the Ghost Keel 9 times with the bolters, thanks in some to being in rapid fire range and the Canoness's rerolls. The Storm Bolter hits with both of its shots. This causes a free wound from the bolters, all of which the Ghost Keel manages to save. The Seraphim fire their bolt pistols at the strike team, hitting all but 1 shot and causing 4 wounds in total. Thanks to the Ethereal, they have a 3+ save and a 5+ feel no pain and only lose 2 of their Fire Warriors. In the charging, the Repenter charge and the Ghost Keel overwatches but fails to hit, allowing both Repenter and Penitent Engine to charge in and get into combat. The Penitent Engine hits first, scoring a single hit, but it does wound. And the Ghost Keel fails its save, but doesn't explode. And this allows the Penitent Engine to consolidate, moving towards the strike team, which is clearly its next target. And that concludes round 3. At the start of turn 4, the Tau score just 5 points, putting them on 15 victory points for their secondary objective. They haven't been able to score any primary objectives, and they're really being outclassed here. The Ethereal moves away from the Penitent Engine, the Penitent Engine being rather scared of it. He is very scared of that thing. The Fire Warriors then fire at the Penitent Engine with their pulse weapons, hitting it 17 times whilst being guided by the Cadre Fireblade, but only wounding it 3 times. They've gone for that because I think we'd all agree that is the thing that is most scary for them right now. They do manage to take off 2 wounds, leaving the engine with just a single wound left, and the support turret also fails to hit it. At the start of the Sisters' turn, they score 15 points for controlling 3 objectives, and 5 for their secondary for having a unit in the enemy's deployment zone. So they are really, really taking it away there now, and have scored so far a total of 45 victory points. The Seraphim move towards the strike team, as do the Repentia and the Penitent Engine. And the Battle Sisters move towards them as well. The Penitent Engine fires its flamers, but only gets 2 hits. So it's had quite a few decent rounds, but this time not so much. Both of which wound, thanks to Twin Linked, but the Tau armor ignores the flames thanks to the aura effect that Ethereal is giving it with the Feel No Pain and the extra armor save, +1. I'm getting all muddled up here. The Seraphim then fire their bolt pistols at the strike team, hitting them just twice with a single wound, but again, the Tau armor manages to resist that bolt round. The Superior fires her plasma pistol. She managed to forget last time, but misses this time with just a roll of a 1. The Battle Sister squad decides to fire at the strike team. All but 2 of them are in rapid fire range, so that means they're getting 12 bolter shots and 2 storm bolter shots, hitting 7 times with the bolters, once with a storm bolter, causing 5 wounds in total from just the bolters, killing only 2 of the Tau. During the game, we forgot the Superior has a bolt pistol. This time we didn't, and she fired her bolt pistol, but missed anyway, so not much of an effect there. To charge in, but the Tau overwatch, hitting them 4 times and causing 3 wounds. This kills the unit, but does allow the Penitent Engine to charge in unhindered. The Battle Sisters also attempt to make a charge, but they fluff that roll. The Seraphim make a charge and manage to make it into combat as well. The Penitent Engine attacks first and hits 3 times, all causing wounds which manage to just kill. The Seraphim also attack, but they only hit 3 times and cause 2 wounds, neither of which actually hurt the Tau. The Superior then strikes at the Tau with her power sword and hits them with all 3 hits, wounding with them as well, and this kills the 3 remaining Tau, leaving them with just an Ethereal and a Cadre Fireblade on the field. The Cadre Fireblade then strikes back, hits the Penitent Engine twice, but fails to wound it. They really want to get that Penitent Engine destroyed, given how much it's hurt them this game. Start of Tau turn points for of 20, just secondary able to score this game. They have done badly. So, having bugger all to use, the Ethereal just basically charges into combat. A whole Leroy Jenkins to him. He's either going to be really, really brave and take down this Penitent Engines with just 1 wound left, or he's going to get splattered. I have little confidence that he can. Going into combat, the Ethereal hits the Penitent Engine. Neither of its attacks actually land. It doesn't hit, and now he is panicking, realizing this was a big mistake. It's a whole record scratch, you're wondering how did I get here moment. So the Penitent Engine strikes the Ethereal, hitting it 3 times, wounding him with all 3. 2 of the wounds pass straight through his invulnerable save and just slay him. So he's gone. Dead. You know, ex-Ethereal. Meanwhile, the brave remaining Cadre Fireblade attacks the Seraphim, hits once, but actually fails to wound them. The Seraphim hit back, getting 6 hits and 2 wounds, one of which goes through his armor, leaving him on just 2 wounds left. The Superior then attacks him with her power sword, hitting him 3 times, wounding him twice. Is he going to make these saves? Can he see the game out? As you probably expected, no, he didn't. He failed both saves. This means that the Sisters of Battle have won this game 45 victory points to 20. So let's go and sort of wrap this up. So that was that. And well, yeah, the Tau lost very, very badly. It's no surprise to learn that I was the Tau player in this instance. But yeah, no, again, I'm still getting used to 10th edition. It's a very different rule set to previous. To be honest, it's very different. And it's just a way of figuring it out as I go along. I'm trying to learn it better, but yeah, I'm not the best. And this is all for fun, really. I'm not like, become some big YouTuber and making money off this or anything. I'm just interested in the process. Anyway, that was that. We've already got the next one in production, which should be a couple of weeks' time. It debuts. That's going to be Chaos Demons versus the Dark Angels. And it's the first time my other half will be playing, as she'll be taking on the Dark Angels. And I'll be playing with the Demons. I've never actually played Demons before in 40k, 30k, and Age of Sigmar. Yes, just never 40k. So this is going to be very interesting. And they've got an interesting set of rules. So we'll take a look at that. In the meantime, if you've got any comments, criticisms are really welcome, actually, because as I said, I want to get better. And yes, no, I know I need to dye my beard or trim it or something and decide what I'm doing with my hair. I've had that comment. Never mind. Look, if you just go out there, play some games, have some fun. Yeah, I know the background's a mess. It's terrible. I need to tidy up in here. But have fun, roll some dice. I'm off to play in a Horus Heresy tournament this weekend. 2,000 points, and I'm like debating, do I take some Solar Auxilia to go with my Imperial Fists? I don't know, maybe. But anyway, you guys have fun, and we will see you next time, and keep rolling those dice.